from Arusha to Mbeya. Very, very far. They will avoid Dar es Salaam. Arusha to Mbeya is around, it will be around 100,000, which is 5,000. But then you will have spent almost 1,500 from Kenya. That is around 7. So it is between 7 to 9,000 Kenyan shillings until you reach the border of Zambia. Once you are at the border of Zambia, there are two options. I'm giving this detail. I'm giving this detail because there are some people who will hire their own buses, their own means. They might be having their personal cars, but those who are using public transport will have to use this route that I'm stating here. Once you reach the border of Zambia and Tanzania, they are very strict, the Tanzanians and the Zambians. If you are a Kenyan, so you have to have your yellow fever, you have to have your passport. There is no visa required up to that point. Actually, there will be no visa for Kenyans until you reach Botswana. So there are these buses called IT, these cars called IT. Instead of waiting for a bus that will leave in the evening or the next day morning, you can take these ITs. They are very much comfortable, and don't be worried about the security issues. They are registered at the border there. These are people who import cars from the port of Dar es Salaam. You might be lucky to find someone who is heading to Harare using IT, but the problem is you might pay up to Harare, but when you reach the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe called Chirundu, you might take even hours there, and it's really inconveniencing. So the best is just to take a bus to Lusaka, to take those cars to Lusaka. So people have different cars. You might find someone with a Subaru, you might find someone with a Toyota, you might find someone with a Mercedes. The price there is around 3,000 Kenyan shillings. You will be in Lusaka, Zambia. So once you are in Lusaka, Zambia, it's a bit far. It's like the distance from Nairobi to Tunduma. It's very, very far. The distance from Lusaka, we are told that, okay, Dar es Salaam to Lusaka, there are also bus companies operating on that route called Classic Coaches, and you can get a direct bus from Dar es Salaam to Lusaka. Now, once you are in Lusaka, moving to Johannesburg, we have several bus companies operating on route. It's called Royal Africa Logistics, Unlimited Gift Limited, Jordan Motors. They don't operate daily, but they depart to South Africa from Zambia on Sundays and Tuesdays. But I know there are others. They are even the small cars. So you will get those buses up to the border called Livingstone. Once you are in Livingstone, then you can go to Kazungula, where you will also get buses on the other side. Kazungula is that border where there are 4 countries meeting. So you will find buses there on the other side of Botswana that will now be passing the second route that I want to talk about called Maun. But if you can also move towards Harare using that route, or you can go to Chirundu. So there are 3 routes. There is the route Chirundu. You will have missed the Livingstone part of it, where those who want to go and see the Victoria Falls. If you want to see the Victoria Falls, you will go to Livingstone, and then you can still head to Zimbabwe using Livingstone and also move to Botswana. So the other route is approximately 2,800 kilometers from Nairobi. You will still pass those places that I've talked about. Then the distance from Nairobi to Maun will also take you approximately 3 days in that other route, alternative route. And Maun to Gaborone is 10 to 12 hours. So, of course, you will pass Namanga, Nakonde, Tunduma, that's Tanzania-Zambia border. Then the Livingstone. The Livingstone is a very beautiful city. You will be at Kazungula, where Zambia and Botswana meet. And then from there is when you'll get means, local means, from Livingstone, from Kazungula to Maun. Maun is to Gaborone is 870 kilometers. You will have to pass Francis Town, and then you reach Gaborone. It will take you 10 to 12 hours once you are in Livingstone. Remember, from Lusaka to Livingstone is also very far. So most people, you can even travel at night. If you travel at day, you can also use that. So from Lusaka, we were already doing 11,000, not 11,000, yeah, around 11,000 or 12,000. So from Lusaka to the border of where the 4 countries meet, you will have done another 3,000. That is 14,000. That one I'm not adding accommodation and all those other things, just purely transport. 14,000, still the same. You will use the same when you to go to Harare. So Harare and the border of where the 4 countries meet, that is Kazungula, you will have spent around 14,000. Then from there, you will now get that direct bus that will take you to Gaborone, through Francistown, through Maun, which will be around 3,000. And if you add it to the 14, that is 17,000. Still the same, you can go to Johannesburg, where you will pay around 2,000 Kenyan shillings. That will be around 16,000. And from Johannesburg to Gaborone is around 2,000. So there will be a difference of around 1,000 or 2,000 Kenyan shillings. Roughly that is 17,000. So those who are budget with 20,000. Budget with 20,000. That is just transport alone to Gaborone, Botswana. Via those routes that I've talked about, there are those 2 major routes, and I know some will. If you are having your own car, you must be an experienced driver. You must have the COMESA insurance, and then you must also have the driving license that will accommodate you in those countries. There will be no visa required even entering South Africa. You will just need a letter of invitation, and then also your yellow fever and the passport. But you can carry your first aid kits, necessary medication, insect repellents, get necessary vaccination and travel health advice. Pack non-perishable snacks and bottled water, plan meal stops at reputable locations. Have your mobile phone with international roaming or local SIM card. You can buy local SIM cards at whenever place, because when you'll be traveling to Tanzania, you cannot buy the Tanzanian line. But if you can't do that, when you reach the Nakonde border, at the border there they sell these SIM cards, the Zambian SIM cards. You can buy them just for the purpose of communication. You might be going live, you might be taking videos, you might be taking photos, and you want to share them. So it's better you buy, or you can agree. If you are 5, one person can buy, and you will do the hotspot the rest of the people. And that is something that you can do. In summary, via Johannesburg is longer, but with better infrastructure and amenities. Via Maun is shorter, but with fewer urban stops and possibly more challenging road conditions. Because when you are now in Botswana, you might remember 800 kilometers. You want to travel 800 kilometers, but you will only see a center after maybe 200 kilometers. Because you see, Botswana is very vast, and it's a country with a population of only 2.6 million people. And look at almost the size of Kenya. So you expect someone like you live Nairobi, and the next stop when you're heading to Mombasa is Voi. That is the next small town. So it's short. It's a bit shorter, but fewer urban stops and possibly more challenging roads. Both routes require thorough preparation, including securing those things that I've told you. You arrange early, and then if you have someone who has traveled like me, we can really enjoy that trip. Otherwise, it's 20,000 maximum, the trip to those places. I have some writings I will share with you. For those who have not received their invitation letters, the invitation letter looks like this. It's a very nice one. With there will be attachment of details to this invitation letter. The conference will take place at the DDT College of Medicine, and Botswana Clinical Officers Union is part of this organization. So thank you. More questions, we will give you a brief summary in written form as we plan. For those who want to join the WhatsApp group where people will be traveling by road, contact Reina de Miweko, Maro from Tana River, Mlamamba. There is also another group led by Godfrey Ndumu, who is also opening another group. You can join that group and also prepare early. Any questions, you can inbox me. I will be going to Botswana around June, mid-June. I want to try by road also to experience it for the second time and give you the latest by road. then I'll come back by air. Otherwise, thank you.